Welcome to All the Gear But No Idea, the South Australian fishing podcast hosted by Rhodey and Diz. The boys will share their tall tales of the one that got away, as well as some regular segments they know all you fishing tragics will enjoy.
G'day guys and welcome to episode 34 of All the Gear But No Idea. Rhodey, how you going tonight?
Mate, I'm up and about. I'm bringing the energy. I hope you're doing the same.
Lackluster energy from you last time. So
yeah, I'm on.
Yes. All right. Well, we are very lucky to be joined by Will McLeay, president of the AGFC. That's the Adelaide Game Fishing Club. And we very much look forward to having a chat with him later on. And naturally, we've got all the segments you've come to love, oranges and lemons, the fishing news, and a nice little tackle segment this week, Rhodey.
Yes, I've got a ripper for you, Diz.
Excellent. We look forward to that. Well, Rhodey, let's get stuck into the oranges and lemons for the fortnight that's been. Give us your orange, mate.
Look, Diz, I reckon the listeners might be getting a little bit sick of this being my orange, but I haven't got sick of bagging out on whiting.
No, it's
and we're doing it. We're backing it up.
We are.
We've gone from inconsistent whiting fishermen to you'd almost put your money on us doing it these days. We're good.
Huge.
We are good fishermen.
Well, look,
we might have
couple of factors. The new boats helped.
Yep.
The new sounder has made it easiest to find the grounds.
Yep.
Because we've caught them over a few different areas.
Yes.
We're not one-trick ponies.
No, we've proven that. Where did we go this weekend, Diz?
We nipped ourselves down to a lovely part of the Yorke Peninsula in Edithburgh.
Yep.
What did you think of it down there?
Didn't mind it at all. I've been diving there before. That was really the first time I'd fished it, though.
Yeah, no, it was good. Nice little feed at the Vincent pub.
Yep.
And then into the Tings the following day.
Yes.
So
so back on the Tings, are we going to have to rename this podcast because we're starting to show we have got some idea?
We could.
All the gear and some idea.
And look, I think it'd be fair to say that it is all the gear, especially when you're going around throwing up photos of the socials with me and my apron on.
Yes. Diz, is that your orange?
That has been my orange. It has. But I think it's the concept more than the actual apron that I was wearing. It had some flaws.
So, all right, let's just get... Well, what were the flaws first?
Okay, we'll set the scene. We had a couple of aprons at home Millie used to use for her job up in a cafe in Stirling. So those trendy aprons, you see that waitresses and waiters walk around.
Yeah.
And she explicitly told me to not take it fishing.
Yeah. So you're in the doghouse, is that what you're telling me?
When she turned a blind eye, I pinched it out of the cupboard and took it fishing.
Yep.
And it was okay, but it just was, sort of slipping off the shoulders a bit, thin, certainly not perfect for fishing. But the concept was great. Kept my stormy nice and clean, kept me drier than I usually would be for this cold weather. It was a good one. But we have been very much talking about getting ourselves into a pair of waders, big guy.
Yeah, I've been doing lots of research and I'm just about to make a purchase.
Yes, okay. Well, we're going to hear a bit more about that later. Let's move on to the lemons, Rhodey.
Geez, it's cold.
Ooh,
can that be my cold. Lemon?
It can be your lemon.
As we're sipping on a nice warm coffee. It's bloody freezing out there.
It does show you soft, though.
What day was it? Sunday. When we were putting the boat back on the trailer, it was rough as guts. Had to bloody swim out to the mooring. It was icy.
Yeah, it was horrible. But that water was cold.
Yeah, it was cold.
Yes. Okay, well...
Here's what you got.
Look, I'm looking forward to the long weekend. Don't get me wrong. A couple of birthdays around this period of June.
Yeah, it's mine. Have you got my present?
No, I've certainly not got.
I better do a bit of shopping, mate, because I've got big expectations this year.
And it's also Daisy's birthday, my mother.
Happy birthday to Daisy, big friend of the show.
Shout out, big fan of the show. And that's on the long weekend. But we are going away camping. We look forward to that. very much, but it's not going to involve fishing, which is disappointing.
Haven't ever heard of a Murray cod?
I might flick a lure or two, but I don't like my chances. I think there's a few other activities planned, and it's not going to be a lot of time for fishing. Right?
Oh, look, I know Davo, your old man, and he will make a bit of time to wet a line. It'd be a priority, I would have thought.
Yes, no, but yeah, look, these long weekends, I do love getting away, taking the boat somewhere, doing something.
Certainly not going to be a boating weekend, is it?
It's not going to be a boating weekend.
All right, Diz, let's keep it moving. Merch, what do we got at the moment?
Oh, mates, the orders are in. They're off. They're in preparation. They're busy in the back rooms of the warehouse, getting things organised for us. All of our awaiting purchasers are very eagerly expecting their order to arrive.
Do you know what I spent my day doing?
What?
Sitting in a deck chair by the front door, waiting for the postman to come.
Oh,
that's how keen I am, Diz.
Absolutely. I do too, mate. Absolutely.
So we will do another order of them if we get enough takers. So if you're keen on one, once you see them when they do arrive,
you'll definitely want
You'll want one.
Yeah, you
So just hit us up. We'll do another order.
You will.
We've also got the caps and the stubby holders. We've got the bumper stickers. I have been slapping them on a few unsuspecting cars.
And laptops by the looks.
Yes, my laptop has got one. I notice yours doesn't.
Yes.
Not good enough.
I'll need to lift.
All right, Diz, let's keep it moving because this news is jam-packed.
Okay, so you've got a sore head after burying it in the books then by the sounds.
Well, I had to do something while I was waiting for the postie, didn't I?
True. All right, kick us off, Brody, with the crane cockle seasons.
Yeah, we mentioned this was coming.
Yes.
They're both shut.
Now closed.
So 6 p.m. on May 31, the rock lobster season closed. And the next day, on Tuesday last week, the Pippi/Gulwa cockles closed. They'll open again sort of October, November for the crayfish. And similar for the 31st of October for the cockles.
Yes.
So you've got to go down to the bait shop, got to go down Let's Go Fishing. Yep. How's your tackle? Get the freshest cockles.
Yes.
And this is interesting. The fines we talked about for the breaking the rules have gone up.
Significant.
Cockles have gone up from a low $50 to $250, which still isn't enough if you ask me.
Probably not. Not if you went down there and,
if you took hundreds.
Took couple of thousand.
Throw the book at them. All right, but what they will throw the book at you, Diz, is for taking a crayfish in the closed season. What do you reckon you're copping for a first offence?
I've heard thousands.
10 grand.
10K.
Second offence, subsequent offences, 20K.
Do you think all the government just sort of goes, COVID breach, 10 grand?
Oh, yeah, look.
Rock lobster breach, 10 grand.
Look, I'd rather people break the COVID rules than the crayfish rules myself. Look after those crays, guys.
You can't QR code into a juicy boulder at the bottom of the ocean, can you?
Oh, trust me.
Although one day you might be able to.
If you could, I would.
Just check yourself
in. Yeah, check me in on the cray hole.
Dragging a few tractors out. Dragging a few John Deeres.
All right, let's keep it moving, Diz. Now, we did talk recently about donating your trevally frames, your specialty. You can now also donate your salmon frames for research, Diz.
The way that you were going over the weekend, though, mate, you could have done a heck of a donation on some red mullet.
Oh, I knew that was coming. It's a low blow.
Them in thick and fast.
Low blow. All right, Diz, but yes, the Minister for Primary Industries and Regional Development, David Basham, is encouraging us to donate our salmon frames.
Okay.
They got 350 donated last year.
Yep.
Most of them were donated between 30 and 50 centimetres in length, with the biggest being 84 centimetres. That salmon was 11 years old. So what they want you to do, this runs up until October 31, catch and fillet your Australian salmon from SA waters. So eat the fish, eat the fillets, go your hardest. And that also fits in with our same dish, new fish.
It does.
So get involved in that.
Yep.
Save and freeze your filleted frames with the head, gut cavity and skeleton intact. That is important.
Yes.
So you then go to your local tackle shop.
Yep.
Participating tackle store. And collect a donation form and drop off the salmon frame.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. And do you need to specifically use a lead pencil to fill out the donation
Look,
form?
it certainly says that on this information I'm reading. I'm not sure whether they will knock it back if you use a sort of a blue biro.
I think they'd knock it back if you used a red.
They might.
Which is probably fair play.
Yeah, but look, there is a list of locations, including Sardie Aquatic Sciences down at West Beach. We're looking, Ray and Ann's is on there. Of course, Let's Go Fishing down at Christie's Beach. Couple in Port Lincoln, Sejuna, Moonta, Wallaroo, Mount Gambier, Kingscote.
Where did you drop them in at Sejuna?
Sejuna, you get down... Jeez, I've just moved past that, dears. Sejuna Camping and Fishing.
Okay. Yeah,
Whyalla, Point Turton and Normanville.
Brilliant.
Plus a couple others in Adelaide. But
Very
certainly
good.
all across the state.
Very good.
So that's a good one, dears, to contribute to a bit of citizen science.
Yes, absolutely. And another good one, Rody, from the recent news articles has been the Whyalla fish farming. There's been a bit more announced there.
Yes, so the Whyalla City Council has voted to allow Clean Seas Seafood to use the marina at Point Lowly, subject to a long list of conditions.
Yes.
So that seems to have been the final hurdle
Yep.
for this fish farming to take place. It's going to be a kingfish farm.
Yes.
So the Clean Seas already had the state government approval to farm in Fitzgerald Bay, but it did need the council to sign off on access to the marina. 600 locals signed a petition against letting them access the marina.
Wow.
Nick Antonio is a Whyalla resident and he campaigned against the Kingfish farm, saying that the company's last foray into aquaculture in the area damaged the ecosystem.
Okay.
So nitrogen plumes on the bottom of the ocean bed is what he said occurred. And he said a lot of washed up pens, debris, damage to the marina. He said it was a failure. That was his quote.
Okay.
So
So he's asking them to lift their game.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly right, Diz.
Okay.
So anyway, that is interesting. Particularly, he says, when the Australian cuttlefish are so important in that area.
Yes.
On the other side of the debate, Rob Grattan is the Clean Seas CEO, and he said feed is out because I think the issue is the nitrogen discharge from the feed.
Yes.
If not all the pillies are getting eaten by those kingfish, they raise the nitrogen in the water.
Yes.
So feed is our largest expense, and we have a very sophisticated ways of feeding the fish, including video cameras and monitoring, to ensure that only the feed that goes in is the feed that is consumed by the fish.
Yes. Yeah.
So under the agreement with the council, Clean Seas will have to donate $500,000 worth of upgrades to the marina at its own expense.
Sounds almost like a bit of a win-win there.
Seems to me like that, Diz. And they're also going to build a purpose-built marina a few kilometres north of Point Lowly within the next 3 years.
There you go.
And they are going to use larger commercial wharves, such as Port Pirie, for some of the bigger operations, such as harvesting, moving nets in and out, and also moving large quantities of feed.
Good news story, Rody. I like that, mate.
We're happy with that, aren't we?
We are, absolutely.
Let's just hope we don't have another escapee.
No.
Remember that one?
Yes.
Yes.
Not good.
Well, it was good for us who wanted to catch a few kingies.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's obviously...
A few school-sized rat kingies, not the
obviously nice when the rats
not the
get
Will
out.
McLeay XXL models that we're
No.
about to chat with him about.
Yeah, no, we look forward to getting in the XL editions.
Diz?
Okay, Rody, the Australian Salmon Comp.
Yes.
Coming up, isn't it?
Yep, over at Elliston.
Yeah. Runs between the 1st of June and the 31st of August.
Yep. 3-month competition.
Some good prizes up for grabs. Certainly $2,000 up for grab for the heaviest fish.
Yep.
$750 for the second heaviest.
Yep.
Geez, you'd be flat if you missed out by a small margin.
It's a big drop off, isn't it?
$1,250 difference.
Also $200 each week for a mystery weight
Yep.
and a monthly $50 photo competition.
Yes.
So yeah, that's over at Elliston, guys.
No, that's good. We really like it.
Before
Congratulations
you
to
go
the sponsors.
fishing, you've got to purchase your $10 tickets.
Yes.
And that can be bought from the Elliston Information Centre, the Elliston Hotel, the Elliston Waterloo Bay Tourist Park, the Caravan Park, and the Venus Bay General Store, and the Sharinga Roadhouse.
Yeah, brilliant. That's very good.
And the main weigh-in station is at the Elliston Caravan Park, and that's open 9am till 6pm for weigh-in.
Yes, excellent. Well done, mate.
All right.
Okay, next on the agenda, some news out of a good friend of the show, Lee Van Soest.
Yes.
of the really driving the Reeling in Junior Anglers program, which we absolutely love. And she's had an announcement in recent times about the next clinic, which will be down at West Lakes in Dotterel Reserve.
Yep, 3rd of July, Diz. So if anyone wants to get involved, either bringing your kid along or if you want to volunteer,
yes,
make sure you hit up the Reeling in Junior Anglers website. Or if you've got any more questions, I'm sure Lee will be happy to help you out.
Yes.
So that's coming around fairly quickly. So jump in onto reelinginjunioranglers.com for all your information, Diz.
Fantastic. Very good.
Also on the Reeling in Junior Anglers, that is not all we have for you today.
No.
So they are very, very rapt, the organising committee, that the team at the SA Carp Frenzy, who hold the annual fishing competition at Lake Bonnie, they raise a lot of money and they've decided to donate. The Carp Frenzy team has generously deposited $5,000 into the Reeling in Junior Anglers bank account to continue to bring the program to kids in regional towns.
Yes.
So one of the event organisers is All the Gear But No Ideas' very own Kim Manning. So it's a real great collaboration between Kim Manning and Lee Van Soest.
It is.
A couple of great guests of the show and friends of the show.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's great that $5,000 will go towards helping the kids out.
Yeah, no, we love that.
Particularly, I think they're going to put in on some Riverland ones. That's sort of the vibe I'm getting.
Yeah, I agree. They will. Well, you've got to have one for the river fishing community.
You do. So my hot tip is that'll be number 4. I'm just purely speculating.
Yes.
But I reckon they'll be going to Riverland next or soon.
Very good. Fantastic. All right, Brody. Well, that's been a very, very good news segment.
It has, Diz.
Well done, mate.
You happy with that?
Yeah, no, we love that.
We love a good news week.
We
and you
do.
know what else we love, Diz? We love great guests.
We do love great guests, and this is one of the greatest.
Yeah, let's get Will McLeay on the phone and have a chat to him, Diz. Diz, we're joined here by Will McLeay, president of the Adelaide Game Fishing Club. Will, welcome to the show.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks for coming on tonight, Will, and we're really looking forward to having a chat with you about all things fishing. But as we do with all of our guests, let's get stuck into the 5 questions. I've got a feeling this is going to be a good one, so tell us about your best fish.
Oh, best fish would be a king, unsurprisingly for myself.
Yes.
That's probably the one fish I chase more than anything. I tagged one at the end of 2019, 161 centimetres. So I think I estimated it around the sort of 38 to 40-ish kilo mark.
Wow.
And we swam it for a while. I wanted to be pretty confident that it was in good nick.
Yeah.
But watching a fish that size swim away with a tag in it and hope that one day somebody else hooks it and lands it and it doesn't end up in
a net.
Big round square hook somewhere. But yeah, that's definitely something that
And it hasn't been
I've spent a
caught
lot of
again.
time.
It hasn't been recaptured yet, Will?
No, nothing yet. No, I had a few recaptures last season. I had 2 of them in nets, unfortunately. One from the Port River and one from Port Augusta. But they both got netted at Port Broughton. So there's been a few tagged fish getting knocked on the head. But at least, the commercial guy there is wise enough to actually submit the tag info where some may not. But that was at least good to see. Even if they don't get released, it's still information that goes into the database that they can say this is where it went and this is how long and this is how big it was. So.
And without giving away any secrets, was it bait or lure and whereabouts, Will?
It was a bait. It was a livey, and it was up the top of the Gulf. So up around Augusta sort of region. So.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah,
mate. And your favourite thing about fishing, what is that?
Tough one. Probably kingfish, really. That's my favourite thing to fish for. But I think it's good that they got a lot of very diverse groups of people across a lot of different I guess, employment industries and stuff like that all have a fairly common cause and a common goal. And you've got guys that run pretty big businesses and people that are tradies and people like me that get paid to pour and drink wine for a living, and we all chase the same fish in the same spots at the same time and put the boat on the trailer and have a few beers at the end of the day. It's good. It brings people from a lot of different kind of
different walks of life
together, really, or like different kind of demographics, which is cool. And I like that because when you're on the water, everyone's pretty cruisy and you'll know each other and have a bit of a chat, which is good.
Yeah, certainly. And Will, what's the first fishing memory you've got, or what got you into it?
It would have been my old man, I reckon. Yeah. We've been going over to Kangaroo Island probably, I'm 37 now, 38 this year.
Yeah.
I reckon probably 30 plus years. We used to take my old man's boat across from Cape Jervis.
Yeah.
And sleep on it around Island Beach, and then just bread and butter kind of whiting stuff. And then Dad bought a block over there, or we rented, I think, a couple of years, a place that was back in the day where it was a generator for power and that. And then Dad bought a block, and basically him and his mates built a shed and built a house. And then over the years they bought a couple of other blocks in the same section and got three properties there now that they rent. But it'd have to be basically coming across Backstairs Passage as a kid, I reckon. And it's not he had a 7 or 8 metre fiberglass boat, but still some pretty hairy crossings. And then swagging it out the back or up in the cabin of the boat and catching whiting and squid and stuff would probably be my first memory I can think of for fishing, and maybe sitting on the boat when he was diving up on the north coast and pulling catch bags over the side. So
yeah, beautiful. Yeah, we were there not too long ago. It's a lovely spot, Island Beach, and we certainly enjoy getting across there every year. So, Will, you'd mentioned, I think we know the answer to this one, the favourite sort of fishing and why. I imagine it's king fishing, but what's the most favourite thing about chasing the big kings?
There's so many different ways to catch them. You can see them in a foot of water, or you can go and jig them in 100 metres, and every fish is different, and they go hard, and they've got a real attitude about them. And it's not like a tuna that you hook up and one run and just does circles under the boat until you net it or gaff it or whatever you're going to do, where kings are just unpredictable. They change direction all the time, and they're very erratic, and they definitely get the heart rate up a bit. I think they something that for me goes harder than any other fish that I've encountered in South Australia, and they're super iconic, and you can see them swimming in shallow water, and they're just they're beautiful fish. So
yes, they certainly are, and from our limited experience compared to you, Will, but they certainly get the adrenaline pumping, don't they?
Yeah, look, mate, crayfish do too. That's something that I enjoy. But for kings, the unpredictability and the multiple different ways you can catch them, and you can balloon for them, or cast lures at them, or jig them, or sit there on baits and stuff. It's all there's so many different ways to do it. It's pretty cool.
It's all good fun. And Will, tell us about what's your funniest fishing story, or tell us about the one that got away.
Oh, funniest fishing story. Probably Port Augusta, actually, again, for a change. This was probably 4 or 5 years ago, I reckon. Been chasing kings for a change with a mate. But we had been casting lures at them a little way out of the town. We're probably 30 odd k's, 40 k's down the Gulf, and we got one or two that morning, and then we were going to mooch off back to the station, I think. And I had laid my rod just across the canopy of a mate's boat, and we started driving, and then watched it flick over the side. And so we were in about 7 odd metres, I think, and didn't have any gear on board. So a mate, pretty handy, he had an underwater camera or video camera back in his car. So we flew back to the ramp, grabbed his camera. I went to the dive or the fishing shop there and bought a mask and snorkel, and then back down to where we lost the rod, and then pretty much towed a video camera along the same line
on your
of where
GPS or
we'd
something.
been driving, and feeding it back to a screen inside the boat until we saw the rod and reel, because it was
obviously worth saving.
Saltiga combo. It would have been 2.5 or 3 grand sitting on the bottom of the ocean, which I wasn't overly keen to part ways with, and ended up coming over the top and finding the rod and dumping all the camera cable back and sort of backing the boat onto it. And for yourself or anyone who's fished in Port Augusta, there's a decent amount of whites that get up there chasing the fish, and when you're in 7 metres and you've got about half a metre of visibility, it was a little daunting to jump over the side, and I ended up stripping down to my jocks and mask and snorkel on and following a camera cable to the bottom, and then finding the camera and not finding my rod, and then sort of just swimming along the drift line that we'd been on, where the camera had bounced over the bottom for another few metres, and then ended up finding my rod and swimming back up to the surface.
And I bet you were quick into the boat at the end of it all.
Hey?
You would have been quick to jump into the boat at the end.
Oh, yeah. When we were in about 20 knots, so the boat was drifting pretty quick, and I was just in jocks that weren't obviously keen to stay on while I was trying to swim away, and paddling with a 7.5-foot casting rod in the other hand, and it was a bit of fun, and probably wouldn't be doing it in a hurry, because I think it was a week or 4 days later, there's a 3 or 4 metre white sort of around the shacks in the area where we'd been. So I was pretty happy to.
All worth it to get your rod back, mate.
Yeah, that's it, mate. The Saltiga rods and reels,
you don't mess around.
Hard to let go.
All right, now, Will, let's keep moving. Let's chat about the Adelaide Game Fishing Club. Tell us about it. Tell us how you got involved and how you got to be president.
I reckon I started with the club would have been 2012, maybe, off the top of my head. I fished in Port Augusta for a couple of years, and just basically I've got a little 12-foot tinny that I've done up over the years, and has probably spent more money on than I'll ever get back out of it. But it's something that I fish for Kings in pretty much exclusively, and had a couple of okay seasons, and thought these fish are cool. And I've heard a few mates that were in the club, a couple of older guys that were into the tagging, and I thought that was something that was pretty interesting to. I think that you could catch a fish and sling a tag in it, and it might get caught in South Australia or New South Wales, or we've had them up to Queensland, and I'm sure they'll end up in New Zealand at some point. But I ended up just joining up, and was not not a contributing member to the extent of some of the guys that were out every weekend or doing all the tournaments and stuff like that over the state. Just sort of focused on Kings and a few mulloway here and there around the state, and just stayed within it for a while. And then there was a bit of a shift of the committee. They had a few ups and downs, and the committee all kind of resigned as one, and we were sort of left in a bit of a limbo of what to do. And there was a few sort of phone calls backwards and forwards to work out if we want the club to go forwards, what were we going to do. And I put my hand up and said, yep, I'll step in and be president. And another guy, Jamie Crawford's the weigh recorder out of Port Lincoln, probably the guy that does more for the club than anyone. And we, got a committee back together and have started moving forwards. And then last year was a bit of a write-off because the momentum really slipped, and it was very hard to, I guess, get new members in and get recordings and go to tournaments and everything, which was sort of a bit of a disappointment when you've kind of started to get the wheels in motion. And then this year has been still a little bit up in the air, and I think into this next season, which will start on the 1st of July, I think there's a fair few guys that expressed a bit of interest. I know to myself and a few other guys that they want to get involved. So I think hopefully that'll move forwards, and it's not going to be a club of 300 people, but we're probably 40 odd members that are sending in recordings and stuff. And I think as soon as people realise that game fishing clubs aren't as sort of hectic and rudimentary as they sound, it's all about, if you want to go out and tag fish, just go out and tag fish and just send the cards in and do it the right way, and at least you get a bit of info at the end and stuff like that. And that's basic reason I started it. It's probably the same way that I fish it now. Just need to put a few tags in and see where they go. I don't mind keeping a feed, obviously, but yeah, I think people think game fishing is very stressful and hard and a lot of rules and regulations. But if you tag fish, it's not too hard to consider joining a club and getting involved in that kind of thing, because you get a lot out of it, and a lot of the times you're fishing around the same boats that and other guys in the club and people doing exactly the same thing you are.
Yeah, fantastic, man. That's really good, and good on you for getting involved. Tell all of the listeners a bit about some of the sort of routine tournaments and events that happen throughout the course of the year. What are the highlights?
We do tournaments all over the state because we do have a lot of regional members. So we try and have Coffin Bay tournament. We've been, I guess the tournaments have changed a little bit over the last couple of years as to trying to extend some of the regional ones to a week or just over, if in some cases if we can. So if we have one from Coffin Bay, obviously your Greenley and offshore season. We have a week tournament in Port Augusta, just over. We have a light tackle challenge. There's a Victor Harbour one, which runs for about a week or so. Generally over the sort of December, January period, of which the tuna are pretty hot down that way. And, where else? Yorke Peninsula. We have a couple of years ago, we had a land-based one that was on Kangaroo Island, just trying to sort of diversify a few different things. But realistically, if people have specific idea or thought of what they think is going to work well as a tournament, and you get a few other members into it, then we'll try and add it into the next calendar year. It's not sort of set in stone as to exactly what we're going to do each year, but usually, the Coffin Bay, the Port Augusta, the Port Macdonald, Yorke Peninsula, and then the summer light tackle stuff.
Oh, good to see you. Good to see you spread yourself around the state and have a go all over the place. It was good, Will. I joined the club recently and came along to your last catch-up, which was good to meet you in person. Tell the listeners about how they can get involved and how the club's growing at the moment. Yeah,
for sure. Look, we have a website. Just Google the Adelaide Game Fishing Club, and that's where we run out of at the moment. There's a Facebook page for it as well, and members are welcome to contact me direct, and anyone else who's either a member or a committee member, and just express a bit of interest and come to a meeting or a catch up. It's not super stressful. The last one was just a catch up. The one we've got at the start of July will be the AGM, so annual general meeting. We generally try and have a meeting every 2 to 3 months, and then just end up at the pub and have a feed and a bit of a chat and sort of, I guess, talk fishing, and if there's anything club related we need to get through, we go through that. But people just, I guess, need to see game clubs as not a really stressful and sort of, yes, they are in some way rule bound, but a lot of it is more just if you're into a certain style of fishing, of tagging, and which, you know, for tuna and kings and whatnot, a lot of people are. It's not hard to just be a part of a club and submit your recordings and go to a meeting or two, and then have a presentation night once a year, do a few trophies, have a nice feed with everyone and a bit of a chat, and yeah, it's not overly stressful, which is cool. So
yeah, fantastic. No, it's really good what you're doing, Will. We love that, and we want to move on to some more specific stuff about the Kingys. And while we've got you on the show, it'd be remiss of us not to ask maybe some of your top tips for people who are trying to get into chasing the kings around our great state. What have you got for the listeners?
Oh, top tips for chasing kingfish. Don't have a wife, I reckon. It'd probably be a hot one up there. That's always a contentious issue through.
Oh, that rules you out, yes.
But yeah, just, you know, be prepared to spend a lot of time, and don't assume that it's easy. Unfortunately, like I've spent a lot of years fishing them. I think 2011 I did 31 or 32 days without landing a fish. Obviously I hooked a few fish and lost them, but that's the style of fishing has changed dramatically in that time, and I guess the rise of social media makes a big impact into how people fish for them. But I don't know, best advice, spend the time, and, you know, don't follow everyone else. If you think the way's going to catch fish, stick to it. You probably end up going to be rewarded by it, and you might have a little pattern to yourself or a zone to yourself or something like that. So yeah, don't be too concerned in what people around you are doing. Just if you feel confident in the way you're fishing, you're probably going to do okay. So
yeah, and Will, tell us, I know you're very involved in the what's going on with the kingfish netting and the petition that's happening at the moment. Can you tell the listeners about all of that stuff, mate?
Yeah, for sure. So the, I guess, snapper ban has inadvertently triggered a fair increase in the pressure on commercial netting of kings, of which I think prior to the last 2 years was sort of, you know, 1.5 to 2 tons a year. I reckon last year was close to 8 to 10 or something like that.
So it's a big rise.
But it was around that mark. And yeah, large increase in, I guess, a time of the year where snapper are a target, that they can't be a target, and kingfish are the next sort of species there that's in volume. And it's the same, I guess, areas of Port Pirie, Port Broughton, Whyalla, where traditionally would be big, I guess, commercial industries for snapper that can't be caught for, well, the next at least 2 years plus at this point. So increase in netting has well, in my mind, definitely last year there's been a big hit in numbers. Not seeing the same volume of fish that you do normally see up there. And again, with the tagging side of things, I think it was around 1,000 or 1,100 fish were tagged last year, and over 200 of them had previously been tagged. So you're looking at 1 in 5.
Yeah, so that's a pretty high percentage, I imagine.
Yeah, and I think they're the highest percentage, the highest recapture percentage for New South Wales fisheries.
Yeah.
For their whole, for basically every species around Australia, and South Australia obviously accounts for more of the large kingfish tagged than any other state, and we've got obviously one of the best king fisheries in Australia, and fish that go from here. We've had fish recaptured in Queensland and New South Wales and wherever else, and the pressure on them at the moment is probably going to have a pretty long-lasting impact. So that's where the petition myself and a couple of other guys have kind of got together and thought we should really start to get the wheels in motion.
Yeah, and you're after 10,000 signatures, is that right, Will? And then that'll get it put in front of Parliament. Is that the story?
Yeah, 10,000. So which sounds like a lot, but we've basically, if you say, you've got 100 people that fish for kings and they get 100 signatures, that's all you need. So it's anyone who fishes for kings, fishes for anything. Even like I work for a winery and I've got them in the winery reception and in the warehouse section, and I've got guys that unload post cages for Australia Post and deliver for main freight signing my petition, or people that are setting up AV equipment for functions that are signing it. And it's just people can see it as too hard, but honestly, if you explain it properly about, hey, this is what we're doing and this is why, 99% of people will sign it. And you don't have to fish for kingfish to want to sign it. I've got mates in Victoria that are putting it in tackle stores and other states and everything, and it's just, if you feel like you want your kids to potentially catch kings or fish in the state, just sign it and ask a couple of mates, and that's all you have to do. You don't have to go out and preach about it. It's not hard to just gain a little bit of momentum by the people around you, and your friends and family can easily add up to 10, 15, 20 signatures, and then you think you might have another mate that will say, well, I'll take one into my work, or where I do business, or my sports club or whatever, and it all just snowballs from there, which
it all adds up.
Ideally, we'll knock it on the head and have something done before it gets to the state that snapper and potentially other species will be in.
Yeah, well, we got our copy with the SA Angler. We've started chipping away with some friends and family, so we've made a start on it for you, Will. But tell us, once you get the 10,000 signatures, that means it has to be properly addressed by Parliament, is that right?
Yeah, they have to form a committee to basically look into it and I guess weigh it up and properly investigate it, where I know myself and a lot of other guys have expressed our concern to David Basham, who's the Fisheries Minister, and he's said it's not an issue, which is a bit backwards. I think in his response, he quoted that the recreational take of kingfish was something like 200 tonnes in a year, where if you think 1,100 kings are being tagged in a whole season, that's saying 10 to 15,000, 15 to 20 kilo fish are kept, but only 1,000 are tagged. It's a bit
doesn't quite add up.
I think that the numbers there may need a little bit of adjustment, because I think the error rate on the phone survey that he's quoting from 8 years ago is 80+%, which you can't base an argument on that, which is silly. So hopefully they do have a lot more accurate surveys and I guess the ability to track the numbers of kings and whatever other species are around and in not in danger, but in jeopardy of being, I guess, overfished. But to go off some pretty loose data that's a long way off of what's accurate is pretty silly. So.
No, we couldn't agree with you more. And just as we've had guests on over the previous episodes, it's so true that we need to get some more accurate data across the whole sector, because without that, we're not going to be able to make good decisions for the fishery. And we love what you're doing with the petition, so we'll be absolutely getting around it and hopefully get those 10,000.
As I said, you don't have to fish for kingfish to see that it's an issue. You could be a bloke who mows lawns for a living and say, well, actually, I can see that. That's not right. And
and it's certainly been copping a bit of attention.
More people see it, and more people sign it, and we start to get those numbers up. And it's not the goal is 10,000 obviously, but that's what it will be.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 10,000 signatures one way or another, and if it takes 2 months or 4 months or 8 months or 12 months, it's going to get to that point, and everybody's pushing for that, and we'll get there. So
yes, well, we've certainly started chipping away at ours, and we'd encourage all our listeners to jump on and have a go at trying to get some signatures together. And we'll also make sure we drag Dizzy along to the next Adelaide Game Fishing Club meeting and get him involved too.
Absolutely. I'll be there.
yeah, definitely, mate. Come along, have a beer. We usually go to the Seven Stars Hotel and have a bit of a meeting, or just a feed and a chat. And yeah, there's a bunch of different guys that come along each month, and we've got people from all over the state. The regional members obviously makes it a little bit more challenging for them to get across, but where they can, they'll definitely come through.
And I'm sure most of them could teach me and Dizzy a thing or two, so I'll be sure to bring the notepad and get some tips.
Oh, mate, it's all about just a social catch up and having a beer. I wouldn't be too concerned. Don't worry.
No, all good. All right, well, thanks a lot for your time, and thanks for coming on and chatting about all things Adelaide Game Fishing Club, Kingfish, and fishing in South Australia in general, mate.
No worries, boys. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And if anyone wants to, reach out about the game club, or B, the petition, please just send me an email, send me a message, or even send it through to you guys and
we'll put
click it through. Very open lines of communication. I think it's the way that we'll get all this stuff done. So like what you're doing. It's good to see people engaging in conversations about our state. So it's awesome.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot, Will. We'll chat to you soon.
Easy, mate. No worries. Chat to you boys soon. See ya.
Thank you, bye. Diz, bloody good to chat with Will, wasn't it?
Oh, fantastic. Love the passion for the kingy stuff.
Yep.
And also excellent work with the Game Fishing Club, Mr. Prez himself.
Yes, now talking about the Game Fishing Club, Diz, I reckon I can recall back to episode 1 of All the Gear But No Idea when we had Stu Ferenczi on.
Yes.
Friend of the show.
Yes.
He is a member. I think he might be treasurer. He's got some official role at the Game Fishing Club.
Yes.
And I think I remember you telling him you were going to sign up, Diz. That was 33 episodes ago. We record about every fortnight, so it's about 66 weeks.
You trying to tell me that you signed up 32 episodes ago?
Close to.
No, you did not.
I've been to a meeting. I have my tags ready to go.
Yes.
I'm a paid up member.
Yeah, okay.
And you've talked a big game over the last 66 weeks.
Yeah.
So I think we will be disappointed if you're not at the next meeting.
Yeah, I'll be there. Seven Stars is a good pub.
Yeah, all right. Well, don't tell us about it. Maybe put your money where your mouth is and we'll see you there.
All right. Well, let's get stuck into the fishing report, Rhodey. Tell the listeners where the King George are biting.
I know they were biting my baits out of Edithburgh, not so much yours, but certainly they are out of Edithburgh.
No, this needs to stop. You
Yeah.
need to come clean about this.
All right, I will come clean.
You
Dizzy,
got absolutely outfished.
we got the bag of whiting, so 20. I think Dizzy beat me 11-9, which is the first time in recent memories he's caught more fish than me.
How many rigs did you lose due to your pathetic effort at what you would call tackle?
Yeah, look, I didn't have a good day on the terminal tackle.
Horrible. Horrific. It was an embarrassment to be there with you. You were laughing at me when I brought a second rod along, and then you were begging me to use it.
I had a few reel issues. I am getting a new reel, getting down to Shimano.com.
Yeah. Okay.
And getting a new whiting reel. But yes,
What'd you get yourself?
My gear did let me down. I bought myself a Shimano, I think it's called a Nasci, Nasci. I don't know the correct pronunciation.
Okay.
But a little 2500
Yes.
seems to be the goods, Diz.
Okay.
Yet to
good.
test it out, but I'm looking forward to it. I don't know do you know how you say that? Nasci?
No.
Nasci? I don't know. Nasci.
We're going with it.
We're going with it.
Looks
That's what
good,
I got.
mate.
I like it.
Yeah?
So-
Did someone talk you into it, or you just knew what you're after?
Well, I just knew what I was after, really.
Yeah, well done, mate.
That fitted my price point that I wanted. Don't think you need to go all out on the whiting gear. Shimano seemed to last the length of time.
Yes.
And I'm a Shimano man.
Yeah, good stuff, mate. Well done.
All right, so Diz, we did get the bag of whiting out of Edithburgh.
Yeah, look, let's tell the listeners. Look, you need to dial in your sounder.
And this wasn't familiar ground to us, was it?
No, it wasn't. You need to dial in your sounder. You'll be fortunate if there is good visibility. You can see the broken bottom, which is what you're looking for.
Yeah.
You're looking for deep white holes if you can find them. Otherwise, you want some broken ground in amongst some corkweed.
And generally, the whiting do come in shallower.
Yes, they do, particularly in winter, Rhodey. That'd be fair to say.
Yeah. So anyway, we got the bag of whiting. It took us probably 2 hours. I think 9:30. I pulled in the 20th.
Yes. Yeah,
Captured it live on Snapchat, not Snapchat.
Live.
Instagrammed is.
We got that live, Instagram live.
I was on such a heater at the end there that you just gave up fishing and took up camera work, and
Goodness.
it was predictable that I was going to catch the 20th.
Absolutely horrible.
Anyway, we did then go and get a few squid.
Yeah, we did. No,
Wouldn't say we pillaged them, but we got a little feed of salt with calamari.
We had a little bit of a run there. So
We got 3 in good time,
Yeah.
and then chipped away at another, I think 2 more.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's enough to get a feed out of them.
Yes, absolutely.
And we got into the whiting Saturday night, crumbed it up. Sunday night it was.
Yeah,
Crumbed
tasty.
it up.
Crumbed.
Good.
Okay.
Bit of fish and chips.
Very good. Fantastic, mate. Where are the salmon biting? Tell the listeners.
I've certainly heard Port Noarlunga.
I'm hearing good reports out of Port Noarlunga too.
That's down your neck of the woods, Diz.
Yeah.
I think they will be moving into the Eyre Peninsula. I've heard that. So the Elliston comp will be heating up.
Yes.
And always a few down the bottom of the Yorks this time of year.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the mullet have been going all right down there too.
They have.
Very good. And look, none other than guest of the show, of course, headlined and the front cover of the SA Angler magazine.
Yeah. Archie's Angling.
Archie's Angling. He loves getting stuck into the flatties, so get yourself a copy, have a good read, and get a few tips off Archie's Angling, because that'll be applicable across the state, but they certainly go well down there in the Port Lincoln area.
Yeah, I think, Normanville, some of those parts of the world, they get some good feeds of flathead down there.
Yes.
So that's well worth a shot too.
Yeah, very good. All right, good little fishing report, Rhodey. Well done, mate.
Yes, Diz. Now, talking about the SA Angling, you just mentioned Archie's Angling, stole the front cover off us. We'll be going for that title next article we write, won't we?
Yeah, we are. We're locked and loaded on that, aren't we?
I'd be surprised if the men's fourth family don't put us on the front cover next time. Anyway, we've had very good feedback about the magazine, Diz.
Have we?
Oh, I certainly have. I'm not sure anyone knew that you contributed because you didn't really get a photo in there or anything.
But anyway, me about that.
Look, so make sure you do buy the latest edition of SA Angler, Archie's Angling on the front. We take up 5 great pages of content.
Yes, yeah. Nice little sponsored little ad in there about getting yourself across to KI on the Sea Link ferry too.
Do you think Sea Link will give us a discount after us sort of...
Jeez, that'd be mad not to.
We could be ambassadors. Anyway, make sure you do get SA Angler. It's a great read, particularly the North Coast to KI articles written by yours truly.
Yes, absolutely. Right, Rhodey, you snuck this one in, but I do like it here. I like it in the run sheet.
Yes, so the socials. We always give a shout out to the Facebook, the Instagram. We did put some good stories up on the weekend on the Instagram about our adventures.
Mm-hmm.
But we want you to get involved. Send us through your pictures of your fish, what you're doing, any questions. If you want us to put you in contact with Will McLeay, hit us up on the socials and we'll give you his details.
Yes. And I do like the fact that you've included this because it was a bit of a highlight from last year.
Now,
when we did our EFS nomination highlights reel.
Yeah, so we're coming to the end of June, Diz, and we are going to do our best buy of the year.
Yes, we are. We're going to do our end of financial year in review.
Our
best
highlights.
buy. Our highlights. And I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm going to have a long, hard think about what it will be, and we might just... We might roll that into a specific segment. It'll definitely be, maybe not next. The one
It'll be
after.
coming soon though, Diz, yeah.
It won't be far off.
If you do have your own end of financial year highlights that you want to send through, some great item that you've bought, you want to nominate for the All the Gear But No Idea EFS Awards.
Yes, and we'll we certainly will do some announcements of the highlights.
Yes. Send them through, guys.
Send them through. All right, Rody, let's get on to tackle item of the week, because this one is important for those who like chasing fish, getting on the boat. They're happy to do it all year round, and they need a bit of comfort.
Now, this is timely with the cold weather.
Yes.
And my birthday's coming up, Diz. So, you come this time of year, everyone's asking for present suggestions. What do you want to get me? Blah, blah, blah. I know you've been out shopping for me, so I don't need to give you any suggestions, Diz. But waders. That's top of my wish list.
Oh, yeah. We like this.
Nice set of neoprene waders.
Yes, very comfortable.
Keep me warm. Mm-hmm. When you send me out to, put the boat on the trailer, do all that. You sit in the warm car with the heater on. I'm doing all the dirty work. So I'm mid-research into waders, but that is my tackle item of the week.
Yes.
I've never owned a pair.
Yes.
I've worn your old man's a few times.
Yes.
The old PVC specials.
But he's now got a pair of neoprene.
Has he?
Yes.
Davo's never shared them with me.
No, he hasn't. He's upgraded them, and he's a true believer in this.
So the neoprene waders are well worth the money, we hear.
Yeah, very warm.
Yep.
They naturally keep your chest warm if you get the chest high waders.
Yep.
They keep your lower body warm as well. And just fantastic for getting on and off the boat.
Beach fishing.
Beach fishing, excellent. Very versatile.
I'll have them on when we do our Coorong trip later in the year.
Yeah, you want a chest compartment or something like that to... maybe put your phone in there.
Your
pliers in there.
Yeah.
Just good.
Now, one word of warning. Make sure you put your wader straps on over your jumper, Diz.
Yes.
Do you know why?
So you can get to them if you need to quickly release it.
If you fall in the water, they fill up and they send you to the bottom, Diz.
Yes.
So you've got to have that release little hatch, not a hatch, a... Buckle, the clip.
Yes.
Easily accessible. So don't put your jumper on over your waders.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No. Good call. Good call.
Safety first here.
Yeah.
It's all about the safety, Diz.
I like that. And look, there are a number of different brands. You can spend anywhere from, I'd say, $50 to $60.
Yeah.
Upwards of $500 to $600.
Yeah.
And we're certainly not suggesting to spend that sort of money. Maybe if you were an avid fly fisherman or fisherwoman and you were getting amongst it every weekend in the cold streams of New Zealand, you might spend that sort of dough.
Well, this is really going to show you how much my family likes me. If I get a $600 pair of waders, I'll be wrapped.
You'll probably be getting the $50 edition.
Anyway.
They'll start leaking water after trip one, I reckon.
They might get me a second-hand edition.
Yeah.
Go to the garage sale.
They might get a Gumtree.
All right, Diz, that is enough of your rubbish talk.
Yes, well done, Roddy. Good episode. Great to chat with Will McLeay. Some lovely highlights in there. I'm sure the listeners enjoyed hearing about our recent trip and success.
And certainly make sure if you're interested in joining the Game Fishing Club, you hit up Will McLeay on the website, on the Adelaide Game Fishing Club website. There's plenty of contact details if you do want to join up.
Yes.
Similarly, make sure you get on this Kingfish petition.
Yes.
Get in contact with Will to find out about that.
Absolutely.
Or there was, for all the subscribers to SA Angler, there was a copy of the petition in there. Make sure you print it off, get access to it. We'll try and share the link on our website for where people can access that survey, Diz, on the Facebook and the Instagram. Make sure you print it off, get all your friends and family to sign it, because we want these 10,000 signatures to then get this addressed by a parliamentary committee.
Yes, we do.
And I've introduced a strict you can't come in the house unless you sign the document sort of rule around here.
Yes, yeah, I agree. I think so.
It's not hard.
That needs to be a condition of entry. So maybe it's like a QR code in, quick signature on the petition, you're welcome inside.
That's certainly the rule around here. I don't have a QR code, but maybe I'll put one in.
Maybe we'll make that a rule at the pharmacy.
All right, Diz, let's keep it moving. Thanks a lot for having a chat with me, Diz. Thanks to Will McLeay for coming on, and thanks to everyone for listening.
Good to see you, mate.
That's all we got for you guys. We'll see you in a couple of weeks, episode 35.
Okay, see you guys.
Rody and Diz hope you enjoyed today's episode of All the Gear But No Idea. Keep up to date by liking and sharing us on Facebook and Instagram. And you can subscribe on all the major podcast platforms. Until next time, good luck fishing.